Hello, everyone, and welcome to another staging of the Youth Empowerment Forum. I'm your host, Clavina Brown, and I am so excited to have you with us tonight for a conversation like no other. Tonight, we'll be talking about leadership, innovation, and the civic impact being made by young change makers across our island. Of course, this forum is brought to you by Serenity Resource Connector, a hub for youth empowerment where we connect young Jamaicans with opportunities to share their journey of growing into leaders. So if you're dreaming bigger for your life and you want to make a change in your community, well, guess what? You're in the right space. So tonight, our theme is inspiring the next generation, youth leadership, innovation, and civic impact in Jamaica. So, tonight we'll be spotlighting real stories from youth who are actively shaping society, building community organizations, and creating tangible change. So, tonight, this is more than just inspiration. We'll be talking about actionable ways in which you can also impact your own community. Now, for our guests tonight, our panelists, it's very interesting. It's a lot of power, a lot of inspiration packed into their stories. So we have no other than we have Odane Brooks who will be joining us tonight. We have Tahje Wallen, Gabriella Matthews, and Monique Fearon. So if you're ready to be inspired, you can go ahead and type ready in the comments because I want to go ahead and dive into our first segment. Now, our first segment is called Spotlight on Youth Excellence. So, we'll be featuring the 2023 Prime Minister's Youth Awardees. Now, we have Odane Brooks who'll be joining us, as well as Tahje Wallen. Now, Odane Brooks is here on screen here, as well as Tahje. Now, Odane, let me tell you guys a little bit about him. If you didn't know, you're going to know tonight. So Odane is a 2023 Prime Minister's Youth Awardee. Odane is also a monitoring and evaluation specialist at the Development Bank of Jamaica and a CARICOM Youth Ambassador. Odane, he is passionate about driving
Yes.
policies and youth engagement. He has represented Jamaica internationally on a variety of platforms, and we're so pleased to have you here tonight, Odane. How are you feeling?
It's great to be here. I'm looking forward to the discussions.
Me too. I trust it's gonna be so engaging. And here he's smiling. Love to see. We have Tahje Wallen. He is also a 2023 Prime Minister's Youth Awardee. Now Tahje, he is a founder of a foundation known as the Youth Education Association. Tajay is also very dedicating to enriching his knowledge about accounting. I'm pretty sure if I mention accounting, he could go on and on and on about his academic pursuits about it. And he doesn't stop there. He also currently serves as the president of the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Youth Council. And he is just passionate about youth development and building Jamaica overall. So Tajay, how are you feeling?
I am good, feeling good to be here another time.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to have you back. You are no stranger to the platform. And of course, this is powered and sponsored, of course, by our sponsor, Juicy Patties, who is always supporting youth development and anything having to do with the youth. Juicy Patties is there. Also, we have our collaborator, our partner, of course, who is no stranger to us. We have the National Youth Council of Jamaica, who is on board pushing this youth forum as well. And it is my esteemed pleasure to have you guys on board with us. Now, going back to the theme for this segment, or the topic rather, we have spotlight on youth excellence. So the first question I think everyone will be interested to know is, what was the journey like leading up to receiving, that 2023 Prime Minister's Youth Award? Could you tell me what it was like?
I'll take it first.
No problem. Go ahead.
I would even extend the question to say what the journey is like because we're still on the journey. It has been all about pouring into young people because we have benefited from being within spaces where we have been empowered. And as part of this, we have developed this unwavering commitment to empower other young people. And so the journey up to the Prime Minister's Youth Award, it would have been one of excellence, but it would have also been one of challenges and different mountains that we had to climb. But the beautiful thing is that as young people, we are gifted with the spirit of discernment. We're gifted with this an indomitable spirit where whatever challenges we come upon, we have that grit, we have that determination to overcome those challenges. So at the point of being recognized, it would have been an humbling experience, I must say, for myself, and I know for Tahje as well, because it was a demonstration that irrespective of your background, once you identify and cultivate your passion, you will be able to positively impact the trajectory of Jamaican young people. And we continue to be beacon of hope and excellence for this generation and future generations to come.
Lovely. And I think I hear a lot of what's coming out, even though you pour into others and you help develop others, this journey itself developed you. And you would have honed a lot of different skills, whether it be people skills or development of your talents or just learning to be a better um, servant, because that also comes with being a leader, being able to dedicate yourself to the people. And that sounds lovely. Tajay, how about you? What was it like for you?
Well, I don't think there's much left to add after Odin has spoken, but the journey it's a great journey. And as Odin says, we continue on that journey. It doesn't stop. The award just showed that we would have achieved and we are impacting lives, but the work doesn't stop there. This it just motivates us to continue even greater, stronger, and making that meaningful impact on the youth. Um, there's so much more to offer from myself. I There's so much more coming from Odin. It's just that time will definitely tell of those more impacts, more community projects being done, or leadership or achievements. It just add to the fuel. These are just stepping stones currently for what is to come from myself. And the journey, it's a wonderful journey, great journey. And to be honest, I don't do these things because of reward, but I do it from my heart. The reward is just an addition to what it is.
I understand. I see that there. So it's almost like it's just the award itself was just recognizing that okay, this is being seen publicly, but it's always about what is happening behind those closed spaces that really matters to you the most. So I would love to go ahead to then ask now, what inspired really your path into youth leadership and community impact? Because it sounds to me that the mantle of it, the weight of it asks a lot of yourself daily. Pretty sure you find yourself taking care or attending to people a lot more than your own self. So, what really inspired you to take up such a path in leadership?
I would attribute that to my own upbringing, because my upbringing would have instilled a sense of commitment to advancing the welfare of other people. And so, because of those early principles inculcated within me, it would have naturally germinated into a bigger thrust as I got to adulthood to actually concretize what my purpose is. And by virtue of finding that purpose, I would have ultimately determined that my life will be about service to people. And it is somewhat a dovetail into my professional life because my professional life is built around service to people. And so the ultimate deciding factor for me as to why I would have chosen this path, I believe in the will of people. I believe in the capabilities of our Jamaican people. However, I also believe that we have to create more safe spaces that nurture the talents that we have. And I believe that I have been able to benefit from an ecosystem that supports my upbringing. And I believe significantly that it is my duty to pay it forward. And in paying it forward, I offer myself in service to others. And as Tahje spoke earlier, we don't do this for the award because there are several things that we do that social media will not necessarily know about, because it is coming from a deep sense of commitment to building people and also building our country ultimately. So this journey continues to be fueled by a strong commitment to advancing Jamaica. We probably are among the group of young people who believe that there is something that we continue to fight for in Jamaica, and we have chosen the road of saving our young people, because young people, once we can save them, then we have a bright future ahead.
Definitely, because it all starts with us. They always say that we are the next generation, we are the future, we are that. But it's really true. If it starts with us and we start to, develop ourselves in a way that we can really be or start a shift in society, then that is when the society will look different. And then
Indeed.
it starts. It may seem small now, but I love what's taking place here because it starts a ripple effect. It goes
Oh, yes.
down, and then the domino just starts shifting and turning, and then in next couple years time, Jamaica could be so much different. But it starts with that one small shift. So Jay, what inspired you to take up leadership, to go on that route? Oh, your mic.
For me, I wasn't exposed to certain things, and because of that, I was growing up. I said to myself, other persons, not because I did not. I want to give other persons the opportunity to expose to it, to experience it, to get involved and to participate in various rooms and forums. While I never have that opportunity, that doesn't mean that it stopped here. So hence I am creating that space, that avenue, that opportunity, that platform where persons can go and participate, gain opportunities that they would not imagine that they will have. So hence that inspired me to say, all right, I need to break that barrier, break that bridge so that other persons can have and gain that experience. And that what forced me to start my own foundation, Youth Education Association. I would have started from high school days, from through to university, assisting students educationally, socially. And upon leaving university, that's when I said to myself, but how am I going to continue to channel this energy? I have it where I'm going. I'm not going out through the door of university. No really person that would be around me now to for me to continue to assist. And that's when I started. And I sit down and I said, all right, it's youth. I want to assist them educationally, Youth Education Association. And I said, association it is. And I added it and I said, yeah, that's the name of it, YEA. Yeah. So that's how it started. And it all builds from there. I just gather some youths around me. And I said, I have this organization. We're going to get it started, get it registered, and so we can be legal to assist persons, and that's its upbringing from there.
Awesome. And I must commend you both because it's very often in society that we might see a problem. There might be a question that needs to be answered, but not everybody wants to rise up and actually create the solution or to provide that answer to the question. So the fact that you both in various capacities, different stories, but you guys both have a centralized purpose. It's helping others and it's helping the young people. And I must say I love what I'm hearing. I'm feeling inspired already. Maybe there's other avenues I can do to help other young people. I'm feeling very inspired. So, my next question that I would love to ask is, how do you see your award? A lot of people they would look at this award and be like, "This is great. This is it." But I'm hearing from you guys that there's a lot more. This award is just a small piece of the puzzle. So, how do you see your award translating into deeper service or even national contribution?
Excellent question. I would say what this award represents, it's a seminal indication that we're doing something right. As a society, I believe that we often do not acknowledge when good is done. We have proliferated a culture where negativity often takes precedent. And I believe that an award like what is bestowed on young people through the Prime Minister's Youth Award, it reaffirms that there is an important role that good role models and character builders like ourselves play. And so it provides us with an additional resolve to continue to do the work that we do. Although we are not driven by the award, it is somewhat a sweetener because we get a sense that there are people who appreciate the work that we're doing, and it drives us further to see how we can further expand the impacts of our various initiatives. And it also provides us with somewhat a platform where we have to reflect the values of what the Prime Minister Youth Award for Excellence represents. And it represents young people who are determined to create positive change. And so, because of that platform, it somewhat acts as an accountability partner, if you could say, because whatever we do, it must represent and reflect excellence, because the award speaks to award of excellence. So this award, it is setting us up for further excellence, because we are already excellent, but there's so much more than we can achieve. And so I believe that for the future, what this award is doing, it is concretizing our existing resolve to continue the good work, but it is even driving us further to collaborate more with other young people and organizations to see how we can tackle some of the fundamental problems that we face as a society. And as the Governor General proclaims his mantra that there is really nothing wrong with Jamaica that cannot be fixed by what is right with Jamaica. And so we are guided by that mantra, and our future is built on that deep recognition that we are the now, we are the future, and we are committing our lives to continue to build in Jamaica.
I think I would like to, if I had a mic, I would just drop it, but I don't have one. But yeah, and I agree with you in everything, especially in the sense that positive reinforcement plays a big role, especially if you deconstruct it, not just at the award level, but just in everyday life, whether it be in the schools or different communities. If you can reward it has to do with psychology. If you reward someone and positive behavior, and it will model other young people in our society to be like, not the bad doesn't only get highlighted and goes viral on social media, but there's good that comes to the surface as well. Tahje, I'd love to hear your perspective as well.
So, just to back up on Odane, this award is just a stepping stone, and as Odane has also mentioned, it is setting up to continue on our great path for excellence. Everything that we do now and after, even persons are even looking up on us for even greater more work, more execution, more collaboration, exciting, exciting opportunities. This just setting up us in society for persons to even demand more of us than before, because they say, all right, these youngsters are awarded for excellence. We want more from them. And to be honest, even before the award, Odane can agree with me. Every day in a meeting or in the WhatsApp group, there's something new comes to mind that I want to do. There's always something new that comes to mind that I want to do that caters towards youth and youth education, community development. Currently, I am even moving on from executive director for Youth Education Association to take on something bigger, because my mind is always driving. There's always something, a new solution that I'm finding to a problem. And as nation builders, we have to continue on this trajectory, always trying in different ways. We start one, we fill this gap, let somebody else continue, and we move on to another solution to start. Soon after, we'll have somebody will have to take up that mantle. But we're always moving ahead to try and find new solutions to new problems, or to also old problems that is not yet solved.
Yeah, and I think that's a very I think that's a very purposeful way to go about it. You find the solution, you don't dwell on it too much, you set it in place, you move to the next one to see how best you can, make progress with everything. And as you rightfully said, there are a lot of young people looking towards you both, with your awards and other accolades that you have achieved along the way. So what advice do you have for other young people who are striving to lead with purpose, who want to make an impact, but they're not quite sure how? What would you say to them?
I would say to them, believe in yourself. It starts with acknowledging that you have a significant worth. But if you cannot identify the worth that you possess, it will be difficult to encourage or to have others believe in your worth. So, first, believe in your worth. And then from there, you surround yourselves with people who can support and also allow you to channel some of that worth into positive attitudes. So this journey, it is not one where you will get it on a platter, as they would say. It is one that will be filled with challenges. It is one where you will face uncertainty. But once you are grounded in a higher purpose, you will be able to continue the fight. You will be able to continue digging deeper. But it all goes back to having something that grounds you. Wind will blow, turbulence will come, but ultimately, if you're not rooted and grounded in something, then you will blow eventually with the wind and with the turbulence. So, my advice is to start with asking yourself, what is your purpose? And apply some methodology to finding that purpose. And then surround yourself with the support system who can encourage and massage that purpose. Because oftentimes purpose die because we don't have the support mechanism to encourage and unearth greater purpose. So that would be my advice to all young people across Jamaica.
Powerful. Tahje, take it away.
Uh, passion, passion, passion. You must have your passion. Once you have that passion, you can achieve anything. No matter what comes, the challenges, the turbulence, the wind, earthquake, hurricane, anything that comes, your passion will keep you flat footed, strong, firm, because this is what you believe in. This is what you will fight for. This is what you want to achieve. This is what you want, the impact that you want to create, the opportunity that you want persons to gain. So your passion beats anything. Wanted something that you love, you enjoy, you have a passion for, you believe in it, it will stand firm no matter the challenges, the hurdles that you have to jump over, that you have to go around, go under, over, you will stand firm. There are challenges while starting Youth Education Association, but I stand flat footed, and I decided I must overcome these challenges so that I can assist my fellow peers right across Jamaica, in the Caribbean, in the various ways that I have been doing. And there even if challenges up to now, but I still stand flat footed to ensure that I make the difference that I want to see in life, in society. It's my passion, and I will forever continue to have this passion with me. Whatever position, whatever area, forum that I go into, youth development community development, nation building is me. I'm ready.
Lovely. And to me, it's just sounding like having your passion. And wait, I must acknowledge a comment here. We have Termaria, sorry if I mispronounce your name, Termaria Daniels, who said, big up Tahje and big up Odane. So I'm getting some special big up there in the comments. We love to see it. If you have any thoughts so far, anything that you want to say, please go ahead and comment so we can spotlight it and rope you into the conversation for sure. So it's definitely going back to what you both said, is having your passion and knowing what it is you want to stand for, so that when the turbulence and when the trials and all of these different things come, you'll be able to stand, as Tahje would describe it, flat footed, standing on what it is you believe in. So that you can go forth and do your best in whatever you would like to do. Now, going into our next segment, I think this is a perfect segue. If you have your passion, passion births purpose. So, our second segment is talking about leading with purpose. Youth driven organizations will be talking all about that. And we have two very lovely ladies to speak to us about that. We have Gabriella Matthews and we have Monique Fearon to join us. Now, if you aren't familiar with any of these ladies, well, let me enlighten you. We have Gabriella Matthews. Now, Gabriella is the CEO of her very own foundation called Gabriella's Women Empowerment Foundation and Consultant Services. Now, along with that, she's also an HR consultant and an early childhood educator. Now, her passion for community service, it really shines through her advocacy with children first and leadership in various Clarendon youth networks. So that's just a little bit, a tip of the iceberg about Gabriella. And we move on to Monique Fearon. Now, Monique is a junior chamber a chairperson of the Junior Chamber International Clarendon, and she's also a student pastor. Now, Monique is very unique because she blends ministry, her love for ministry, along with community leadership. Now, she is involved with a variety of things from youth outreach to health and wellness fairs, and she also leads with a heart of service and humility. So it is my pleasure to have these two lovely ladies on with me tonight to go ahead and discuss what it means to really lead with purpose, everything having to do with youth driven organizations. So, how are you guys feeling, ladies?
Well, I'm feeling very excited. I've always watched you guys, and it's my first time being online. So I'm very excited and, excited for what's to come.
I'm excited to have you, excited to have the conversation. So let's jump right into it. Now, I would love for you both to tell us more about your organization's mission and the work you do with the youth for someone who may not know much about your foundation. Just go ahead and tell us more about it.
Oh, okay. All right. So my foundation is a women empowerment foundation, right? Where we try our very best to have a supportive community for women, not only emotionally, but also physically, right? So we are trying to just help women in any way we can. And by helping women, we are also helping their families, right? So that's basically what we do. And we also have a in-house counseling service, so for those who are watching and those who will be watching, if you have any issues, you have any problems, or you just want someone to talk to, you can always reach out to us on our Instagram page. It is GWEM, the GWEM _.foundation. Right, that is on Instagram. So you can always shoot us a message, if you need assistance in any way, shape, or form. As long as we can help you and your family, that is our aim, that is our goal, that is what we're striving to do. So that is us.
All right, so the Junior Chamber International Jamaica, formerly JC, is a nonprofit and non-government organization youth organization rather, that provides training and leadership development for young people between the ages of 18 and 40. The organization is actually celebrating its 110th year of existence internationally, and we're boosting with over 200,000 members across 120 countries. But locally, here in Jamaica, we're still rebuilding with a current membership of 160 members across 5 chapters and 4 steering committees, Clarendon being one of those steering committees. Our mandate is really reflected in our 4 areas of opportunities. These are mostly in individual development, business and entrepreneurial development, community action, and international cooperation. Right, so these are the 4 areas form from the foundation rather upon which all our programs and practices projects are executed. So that's pretty much what we are.
All right. No, thank you both for that introduction for someone who's plugged in and they're not necessarily sure what each organization does. Thank you so much for sharing and clarifying. So now that we are aware and we have a bit of knowledge on what you both are associated with and what you both dabble in, now what are some of the challenges as well as the successes you've encountered on this journey of really figuring out, how to go into leading with your purpose?
Challenges. All right. They always say don't start with the bad first, but we have to start with the bad first. Challenges are sponsorships, funding. As I can attest that most nonprofit organizations have the same challenges. All right, because sorry, being a nonprofit, we basically have to be going into our pockets almost all the time. You reach out for help. Sometimes you don't get any help. Sometimes you even reach out and the answers that you're getting is like, why are you doing this to me? People are so rough. They are so rough with you, and so that's one challenge that we face. Successes. Wow, it has been a blessing. I should say it has been a blessing because we have had the privilege to work along some persons, right? And we have done some get-togethers. We have done some. Well, currently we are doing a book drive, and we have done a clothing drive. And with that clothing drive, I've had persons calling me, persons who I don't know, showing up at my workplace with bags. I mean, very big, huge bags, to help these mothers and their children. So we have had bags, some that I can't even carry, to show you how heavy they are. So persons just showing up to my workplace with stuff and they're calling, they're like, hey, I have some stuff, and we closed off that whole, clothing donations, and I'm still getting more, so they're still calling, they're still coming in, and half of these persons, I do not know them. So they're finding us and they're helping, so that's one of the success. And, there are some persons out there that, you call, you ask for help, and they are willing and able and they are jumping on board. Right. But it is just a blessing when some persons, they just come and they're like, hey, this is a good cause. Let me give back. Let me help out. Because, sometimes it is all on 1 or 2 persons. Right. So I would say the successes are the persons who are coming from far and wide, to help out and so on.
Lovely. I love how that sounds. Everything is really tying all together for me because it really sounds like the passion is what will keep you there, despite the challenges. It's the passion that really propels you forward to keep pushing, no matter the no's. You know and appreciate that there's always a yes. So Monique, how's it been for you personally?
All right, so for me personally, with the challenges, just like Gabriella said, when we have projects, sponsorship is one of our biggest challenge when we want, to host different forums, different projects, and we reach out to these different organizations. We are always getting, not so favorable answers. With JCI Clarendon, because there hasn't been a JCI Clarendon in over 20 years, I'm basically rebuilding this chapter, which is currently a steering committee from the ground up. So another challenge that I'm facing is like when we want persons to come on board, they would show interest, they'd be so enthused, and then they would come on, they request these different trainings, they request these different projects, but then when it's time to execute, they're not there. The success, however, is that we were able to plan and execute our very first health fair, which was last year. Gabriella was there. We have some other persons from the Clarendon Parish Youth Council that was there on board with us. We even had students from the UWE School of Dentistry, so that was, one of our big success last year. We're still, growing. We need at least a total amount or minimum of at least 25 members. We're 11 members there, so we just need 14 more to get to that chapter status. But overall, the success is when I'm able to see, my young people, they come out, they get on board, they do their work, and they're enjoying it. Because for me, it's really giving back. And once I see that, persons are benefiting from what we're doing, it really brings joy to my heart. So that's one of the biggest success for me. The smile on the children's faces, the young people's faces, and realizing that, there are more to them than what meets the eye, and there's more to them than what others would say, actually. So that's really it for me.
I can tell it really does a lot for your heart, because your smile, it feels very genuine, it feels very pure. So I know that it's really about seeing them smile that brings you the joy. And Monique just mentioned that she needs 11 more members. So please reach out. Reach out to Monique, okay? If you're interested in being a part of change and impact and you never really know how, well, message Monique, and I'm sure she'll have plenty to tell you more about the organization. Now, how do your initiatives, right, on both sides, how do your initiatives promote sustainable youth development and empowerment?
Well, we're not alone. We are not alone. As Monique said, we are a part of we are under the Clarendon Parish Youth Council, right? So we were registered under the Clarendon Parish Youth Council. So every little thing, it goes through the council and it goes through the foundation. So young people, you can't say you don't have nothing to do. Basically, young people, you cannot say you don't have anything to do, because there are workshops. There are workshops coming in. There are seminars. There are, for my launch, last year, I had a women empowerment seminar for my launch. And the amount of women that came, I did not expect so many persons, but they came. And I'm like, so many persons want to come and be empowered. They want to come and, feel some form of comfort. They want to feel something, right? And what the foundation does, is we try our best to go deep into some places where no one knows, right? And they don't know about anything youth development, no youth empowerment. They don't know anything about that. They're just there, enjoying themselves and all that. And when you go there, they're like, really, I had no idea this was happening. I had no idea that I could join this and I could join that. And we go so many places, and youths are like, hey, I want to be involved. And right there, we just make a connection. We either to the National Youth Council, the Clarendon Parish Youth Council. So through all those channels, we connect youths, right? So I would say that that's basically it.
Okay, and I love how she started out by saying we don't have any excuses, and a lot of the times you say, but I don't know, no. Gabriella says we don't have any excuses, and I agree with her. There's many platforms that are there for us to join in and just really push ourselves to a new limit. So, Monique, is there anything you'd love to share on the initiatives?
Sure. So just as Gabrielle said, we don't have any excuses. But with JCI, how we sustain impact with our youth, we offer trainings. We offer so we offer our members trainings where they can develop their skills. How I actually heard about JCI for the very first time back in 2023 is when they had shown, they had launched or promoted their debating training and public speaking training session. And I am very big on debating, very big on public speaking. And I was like, you know what, let me join this, let me see what they're about. And surprisingly, a dear friend of mine, he was the one that was leading up the training session. And we were talking about it, and that's how I became a part of it like a month after, right? So we offer different trainings where we help them own their skills. So whether it be public speaking, whether it be debating, whether you want to be, you're an upcoming entrepreneur, we offer the opportunities, or we give you these opportunities where you can build those skills, where you can put yourself out there and become that next, your best self. So we do that, and then our communities, benefit from this as well as what I mentioned before from the health fair. You learn how to plan and execute events properly, and then you go out, you put it to the test, you go out, you do your thing, and then you just see how great you are, and you just continue to do it, and impact the community and your country by extension.
Awesome. So what I've basically heard is just there's a lot of opportunities for us to be involved. I heard health fair. I'm hearing about workshops. I'm hearing about public speaking, debating. So these are the different opportunities that exist for the youth to be involved and to participate. And I love that you guys brought that out. Two different organizations, but at the center of it all, it's just about the youth. It's all about us as young people, and I love to hear how that's coming throughout the conversation. Now, moving along, we are going into segment 3 where we talk about feature highlights, which include upcoming collaborative initiatives. Now, Monique, you know all about the initiatives, and you know all about the youth and the collaboration. So I'd love if you could guide us through a bit of that. Now, can you tell us more about the new initiatives and projects that are upcoming to be launched by JCI Clarendon, that are focused, of course, on the youth and their development?
Sure, most definitely. So as I have been mentioned before, the health fair, we did one last year, which was one of our very first projects. And because of the turnout, and I realized that, persons, are really interested and really always wanting to get these free testing, because sometimes it's really not so easily accessible to them. So we did that last year. We realized that, it was really supported. And so I was like, you know what, let's do this again. And if we could have this be an annual JCI Clarendon thing, then most definitely. So this is our second time hosting an health fair. It is going to be on the 12th of April, and this is to give free tests and screenings to our youths, our children, and even to the older folks, because they're youths at heart. Because some older persons will tell you, "Oh, I'm just 16, I'm just 15." So it's also open to them. We're also looking to, use this as a way to get more members to be a part of JCI Clarendon. They come out, they hear, what we're all about. They can see our different persons on board. They will also see persons from the Clarendon Youth Parish Council, because they will definitely be there to assist. And also we will have the students from the US School of Dentistry on board, because they were there with us last year. They're coming back again this year. One of them reached out to me and she was like, I saw the information circulating on the school website, and I most definitely signed up because I want to be there again. So it's really for the youth, to get them, to let them learn more about the different things that can affect their health. Because every day we're hearing, another youth, has this type of illness. I hate when I go to the hospital and I'm seeing, babies there, youths there, because of different, things that are affecting their health. So they come out, they get these checks, they get these tests, they're educated on these things, and it can definitely, boost them in learning more about, taking care of their health, and also learning more about JCI Clarendon. Another one we're looking at later down in the year, which will send that information out soon, is a mental health seminar. That's also something that we want our youths to, know about, because our health, our mental health, actually is one of the things that we struggle with. A lot of, kids are complaining about being depressed and all of that. But that is later on down in the year. But right now, what we're really looking at and what we're really promoting is the health fair that is this Saturday, April 12th, at the Youth Innovation Center. For those from Clarendon, that is right across from the depot. That's where that will be held. We're starting at 9 a.m. And so for those who are looking to get the free dental cleaning, yes, you heard correct. Free dental cleaning. You have to come out early because the dentist will be leaving at 12 noon. So if you want to get the free dental health cleaning, the free dental cleaning, then you definitely need to come out early to get that. We will also have persons from Heart and STA Trust that will be talking about the different programs. We'll have SDC on board. We will have natural organics. They are, how do I put this? They are their own business. They produce natural soaps that help with different skin conditions. So if you have really terrible acne, if you have eczema that you're troubled with, you can come out, see what they have there, and you can get those. And then we have Health Shams Way. They sell plant-based products, so like plant-based protein shakes, different vitamins, different skincare products. They'll also have those there, so you can come out, you can take a look at the different stuff that will be there. We'll also have SEC on board. They'll also have their persons there, telling you about the different services that they offer. And most definitely, as I mentioned before, you'll also have the Clarendon Youth Parish Council. So if you're interested in being a part of them, you most definitely can. So it's just a ton of goodies, and we'll have face painting for the kids and treats as well. So it's a definite thing that you want to be there for.
Yes. So April 12th, that is a Saturday.
That's cool.
And it just sounds like a day that you should not miss, because why are you not there?
Right.
Hello? Free dental cleaning if you want to keep your pearly whites white.
Right.
They have the cleaning there up until 12. The dentist is gonna leave early, and they have a lot of different screening and checking. So if you're just joining in at this moment and time, the JCI, they'll be having their second staging of their health and wellness and information fair. Now it's located at 79 Trenton Road, Mapen, Clarendon, and they'll have free testing and screening. They're telling us to know our numbers. They'll have a lot of tests ranging from blood pressure, they'll have dental cleaning, and a lot more from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. And if you want to get to the dentist, they leave early at 12. So it's a date that you don't want to miss, April 12th. Come out and be there and just enjoy the different opportunities that they have set up for you guys at the fair. So lovely. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Monique. That sounds awesome. Gabriella, by any chance, is there anything you'd also like to share anything upcoming to put on the table?
Oh, yes. Well, firstly, I want to say, Monique, I want to be signed up. Yeah, but so currently, as I said before, we are having our book drive, right? Trying to help out some mothers with their children. So if anyone is out here, listening in, hearing me, and you have, books, writing books, pencils, sharpeners, rubbers, everything that we would need for our book drive. So that's what we need. That's the next project. And we're also doing a health fair. I was actually inspired by Monique from last year. Yes. So, being at the health fair, I was like, more persons at different areas need to get us some feel of this. So we are also planning on going to Milk River or one of these places to do a health fair deeper down in the year. Right. So if you don't think that you're doing anything to inspire, youth, you inspired me. So just know that part. And the rest is just, you guys would have to just go to the page and check from time to time to see. Right. So that's it.
Awesome. So if you have any books, ladies and gentlemen, locked on watching us, any books that you'd love to share to a mother to help that she could also read as well as her children, please go ahead and reach out to Gabriella on her social media platforms, the GWEM Foundation. She would love the books. We have a comment here. Reniel Clark says, "Very well done, ladies. Commendations from JCI, Jamaica." Go ahead and give the clap because I want the emoji to be heard. So commendations. Clarendon Tamaria says here, Clarendon Parish Youth Council, they are booked and busy. Always an activity to be a part of. Right. And as Monique would have shared earlier, there's so many different things. There's so many different things. Gabriella would have also echoed that there is no excuses. So just come out of the house, be a part of the different um, initiatives that they have going on, starting with April 12th, which is their health fair. So very lovely things coming out here. I love how the comment section is going on, and it's very active right now. So I'd love to rope you guys in, those who are logging on. If you just joined on a while ago, no worries, we still want to have that conversation going on with you. So if you guys could just go ahead, and if you have a change maker that who you'd love to highlight, whether it be a friend or it could even be someone on this panel, even though you could drop it in the comments and let us know what it is, why you think about this change maker. Go ahead and let us know who they are. Tonight, I would love to say it's just been a very interesting conversation and a very motivating conversation. Hearing from everyone, it just seems to me that success takes many different forms, and helping the youth takes many different forms. Even if you don't necessarily go the path that Odane and Tahje did, there's also a different way that you can maneuver and make your own impact, like either Gabriella or Monique. Do you guys have any final things that you'd love to say to a young person watching who's just eager to take a next step? Any closing remarks or anything you guys would love to share?
I would just say to all young people to embrace your purpose. Don't shun whatever urge you feel to give back to your community. Embrace that purpose and continue to surround yourself with positive reinforcement, because this journey, it gets lonely at times and it can be somewhat discouraging. But if we surround ourselves with an ecosystem that builds upon our drive, and so according to the popular Jamaican saying, iron sharpens iron. So you have to connect with similarly passionate young people for you to continue to fuel your own passion. So I would say to all Jamaican young people, continue to embrace excellence, and the world remains your oyster.
Awful. The world remains our oyster, and it's there for us to just. I think the world is waiting on us, I think sometimes we wonder where we want, but the world is actually waiting on us to take the step forward and just step out. And I think especially with this modern era now, social media, all these different things, and LinkedIn, and just various ways to connect with people. It's just for us to take the next step. And I think that's what's coming out. I see a comment here. I would love to bring that on screen by Deja Edwards. She said, "Words received a day," and I think she felt it somewhere in her chest, right? Yeah, because it's true. Just take the next step, and everything will follow in line. Anyone else would love to share?
Sure. Anything that comes to mind, get it done. No matter the challenges that you might face, no, the hurdles that might come, anything that you comes to mind and it will be impactful, get it done. Move mountain, swim in the river, anything that you need to do, just get it done. So no one will get it done for you, but you will have to get it done. It was given to you for a reason, for a purpose. So execute it.
Get it done. Get it done. I think procrastination
done.
is something that we struggle with as young people sometimes. It's like, oh, tomorrow I'll do it. And then tomorrow comes, and then they say tomorrow again. So I think that's straight to the point. Get it done. As Tahje would say, let's get it done. Because tomorrow is the next day and tomorrow has its own hurdles. So I think if we just take a day by day approach, the mountain won't seem that big and it can move. So very lovely. And I think that's everyone. Anyone else would like to share?
Oh yes. I would say to you guys to have faith. I grew up hearing this one statement: faith without works is dead. And you should have faith as small as a mustard seed, right? So sometimes as youth leaders, I know everyone can attest to this. Nothing always works out as we want it to work out, right? And the only way that we get things done, as Tahje said, we have to have faith, right? We have to have faith to know that, hey, this is what we're going to do, and I'm going to pray about it, and it's going to work out because I have faith and I'm doing the work, right? So as long as you put faith and work together, you will get it done. Piggybacking off Tahje. So that's what I have to say.
I love that. I love that you said that sometimes not everything works out how you would expect it to. So I think what kept coming to me when you said that is when life gives you lemon, you make lemonade with it and just keep it pushing. You never know. You might put up a sign and say, hey, lemonade for, we're in Jamaica, so I won't say 1 cent, but $100, and somebody might buy it. Somebody might just buy it. So, roll with the punches and keep it going. I love that, Gabriella. Monique, closing with you.
Sure. So for any youth looking to get involved and you're not sure where to start, you can always join JCI Clarendon. There are so many ways to collaborate with others, to explore the JCI space, to access opportunities, not just locally, but also internationally with the JCI.
Awesome. I see a comment also here. Dejia Edwards said, hashtag have faith. And I think that's what I'm going to close with tonight. Hashtag have faith about it. Marsha Peck says, I'm very impressed with you as young people, as young youth. You guys are really passionate with your projects. Excellent work. Well done. And I completely agree with that statement. It's been a very lovely and inspiring conversation here tonight. It's all about learning what your passions are, developing that to then walking to your purpose. And then we have hashtag have faith coming out. And it's just a very inspiring conversation that reminds me that the journey is different. And Daviana says, I feel like doing everything now. So I think it's safe to say that people have been inspired tonight. Akeem Bennett says, well done. So lovely conversation here, guys. And this is also adding to driving the youth. Tamaria says, I know all four. Great work, everybody. Great work. And I agree with all of the sentiments shared tonight. So as we wrap up tonight's forum, I just want to say a huge thank you to each and every one of our guests. You guys not just shared your insights, but shared your life story with us to show us that youth leadership is something that's possible. We always hear about, oh, we can change Jamaica. And what you guys showed us tonight, or expressed to us rather, how we can actually make impacts in our own ways. Not student leadership itself takes many different forms, and we saw that coming out in each of your individual roles. And I think that was just lovely. So if hashtag faith resonates with you tonight, well, here's a reminder to just continue on your journey. You're not alone. Their platforms are here for you to connect with. They have Instagrams, they have LinkedIn, they're there. Connect with them, and of course stay connected to us. Be sure to follow and support the Serenity Resource Connector platform. We are happy to bring this youth forum to you, and we look forward to having other young people on to share with you, to see how we can empower Jamaica. You'll be able to catch the full replay of tonight's forum here on our YouTube platform. We have a blog recap coming up, and of course a massive thank you to our sponsors. We have our partner, which is the National Parish Youth Council, and our amazing sponsor, Juicy Patties, for supporting this youth forum. Our next Youth Empowerment Live Forum will be on the second Tuesday of next month. And also, we have the Road Safety Forum, which will be on Thursday at 8 p.m. So you don't want to miss it. It's just a lot of things going on here at SRC for you to be involved and connected to. So don't miss out on those opportunities. And once again, thank you all for joining. Thank you for the active comment section. We look forward to having you next second Tuesday. And just overall, thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure hosting the forum once again. I'm Clavina Brown, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. Thank you.
The SRC Youth Empowerment Live Forum is brought to you on second Tuesdays at 8 p.m. in collaboration with our national youth groups. Visit our website at www.serenityresourceconnector.com and subscribe to receive our weekly blog post. Join us again on Thursday at 8 p.m. for our Community Safety and Security Live Forum in partnership with the JCF Area 3 Police.